one time. Yo, I automate your system with the rhymes I'm inventing. I'm bitten to all the chickens lacking vision. Black Psycho, to study this original soul. Enigmatic syntax flights in your brain. If you want to step and get bold, your heart I hold. You stays original, breaking the mold. Choke hold you with these bars if you need to get told. Sometimes the world seems dark and cold. Pretty remote, I still keep it moving through the days I grow old. If it's rock and roll, hip hop or soul, we gon' always bring the truth as the lessons of old. Rhymes.
Yo soy Ventura, Mr. Chooch. Tonight we have a lineup full force of education, programación, and all kinds of things that are happening.
In the game, brains and beauty, my natural born duty, shine my light, maintain. Outlandish, bandish, brandish, premium classic, phonetic, poetic music that don't stop blasting. Extra gin, mistaken for a lack of creation. I bring my own heat to any lyrical confrontation.
What?
You're okay.
Like that?
You're alright. I had to spit that rhyme. Walking in the light.
See if I can get some of this.
You're okay.
I'm feeling this vibe.
Alright.
Yeah.
You're walking in the
My
light.
little smile, smooth it on back. Wanna know?
Carlos.
Then bang these tracks and slap, clap the black right onto your back. It's been there, not been there. Relax, soul racks got your back, so hold tight, hold my hand, close your eyes, we're about to take flight. Working spirits and ancestors bless us and protect us and direct us away from mess ups in the stressed up times that connect us. Sit up and get those candles lit up and meditate and rate the state of your life today. Are you tasting the plate or deciding to wait? Another sedate face in space trying to find their place. Embrace faith, don't chase cake or hate or take bait, believe in what they say or lyrics that they spray. Cause you're okay, you know?
You're okay. You're alright. You're walking in the light. You're okay. You're alright. You're walking in the light. Yeah, yeah. You're okay. Like what? You're alright. You're walking in the light.
Yeah, this is Khalil Jacobs Fantausi. It's an honor to be here on your show. Libertad is something that was created in terms of a way to bring musicians and artists and activists from one side of the planet to another side, talking and using hip-hop as a means of educating artists, activists, and musicians from one area, bringing it to another area, and talking about the relevant issues to each community and what it means to be a soldier who's down to fight for freedom. Libertad. Libertad was started by myself and another sister named Estella Sanchez from Sacramento, and the idea was that we had seen how hip-hop exchanges had been working, like Cuba with the International Hip-Hop Festival that they do, and how important it was to bring MCs that are not on the mainstream and that do not get the type of attention that they deserve, and artists that do not get the ability and time to travel or have the money to travel, and to bring them from their communities to other communities, and to use hip-hop as a tool to outreach to young people, to urban communities, and just to realize our relationship as an international hip-hop community. It was an incredible experience. On May 1st, 2003, after 60 plus years of the United States bombing this island, they were actually empowered themselves into a point where the United States military could not continue to bomb, because people had continuously put their bodies on the line and blocked this bombing range. So the United States military packed their bags and left the island of Vieques on May 1st, 2003, and it was a very huge victory for all people fighting for freedom, and definitely for Puerto Rican people. Okay, this is a group. They put conscious music together using, rock, hip hop, and reggae. They call Game. They from New York City. So check this out, Power from the Sun.
Yeah.
Feel the blessings.
storytelling. Dirty South, stolen guns, selling repeat felons. All ghetto fabulous, only God we trust is us. Lust for the rush, a gust to bust. Whether you crip or blood, check the thug. We rock for everything, get down with us. Pigeon is scrub. Son. We get our power from the sun. Son. We get our power from the sun. I don't have a dream, I have nightmares. Little kids screams cause their parents are not there. Systematically displaced cause their history's erased. When America started this rat race, they don't bring us up, they shoot us down. And we don't hang from trees, we drag from ground. Severed heads and body parts stop laying around. Cause the Ku Klux Klan got a new structure plan. They give it badges and guns, go shoot black men. And what happens? Nothing, go to trial and they walk. Ain't no way this system can work. Look at the courts, I got a tear in my eye for all my brothers who tried. My cousin Ryan took 24 shots before he died. 2 in the face from the cops at 15. 22 shots later died at 18. How's that for your American dream? My heritage screams, son. We get our power from the sun. Rain, rain, we get our power from the sun. We get our power from the sun.
First of all, I'd like to shout out all the Boricuas out there listening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And people that have been supporting our struggle and our cause for independence and sovereignty. A lot of people, you know, even just like with the commercialization of some of the music and hip hop, people are like, yeah, Boricua, Morena, they know some words to songs, but they think that Boricua like means like a fly brown looking sister or something. But the word Boricua actually comes from the Taino people, the indigenous people of the island of Puerto Rico. And it comes because they used to call the island Borinquen. So it's actually like Chicano, or like a word that's empowering and comes from its indigenous origins. That's who we are as a people. You know, we come from this mixture of Taino, African, and European ancestors all into one. On 1898, July 25th, United States military invaded the island of Puerto Rico and Huanica, and without asking the people what they wanted in terms of government or representation, imposed themselves as colonial rulers, and they've been doing so ever since. And one of the most interesting things to see is that the first system that they kind of took over was a system of education. And so since that point, public schools in Puerto Rico really don't talk about the history of Puerto Rico in terms of all the freedom fighters and all the Tainos that fighting for their freedom, and all the different African folks that were enslaved fighting for their freedom. They kind of teach this very romanticized America came over and saved them kind of a history. So because of that, it's really important for us to learn as much as we can about Puerto Rico in terms of the real history that's happened, and learn about the struggles and the different time periods in which the macheteros, the FALN, the different groups that were rising up, trying to fight for freedom. You know, they had a very long legacy, and a lot of people kind of don't get to learn about that.
Yeah, and I mean, in basic terms, I mean, this is a constant history, and it's like it's continued. I mean, just to keep it simple for y'all, I mean, Puerto Rico's got hoorited by the U.S. I mean, even with like the sterilizations and things that happened like back then. So it's a constant thing going out there.
Yeah, like a lot of people think that because they're associated with the U.S., there's a lot of economic, like there's ways to making money.
Right.
But when you're being used as guinea pigs and they're testing out birth control pills on your population, and the women are becoming not able to have babies for the rest of their life, you realize the price that people are paying for that. As you see also when they started doing military training in Vieques and renting it out to foreign countries for all kinds of thousands and thousands of dollars, and the people there, didn't get any of that money. So there, you definitely see it kind of like, folks who riding on each other.
Yeah, and it's a constant struggle out there. So
the Attic, the incredible group from out here in the Bay who adds spoken word and hip hop, blew people away in Puerto Rico. Like they had never seen spoken word fused with hip hop so profoundly. And so this is some folks that you got to hear. They keep it real, keep it live.
There's a war going on right under your nose, so sneeze. the heartbeat. You must be your enemy, but you don't realize that you and him are similar.
Grab the heavy artillery, round up plenty of disposable soldiers, about to bring harm from arms not connected to shoulders. There's so much foul play, all the referees are ducking. Look at the warheads with no brains, the limbs are all bent. The way you press the button, shooting garlic bullets from vampires. But Sesame Street for the countdown. I'm grabbing my venom, I keep on my flows. I'm headed for the underground. They saying head for the heels, but that's where the threats at. I ain't no hamster running no wheel. I pop a head because I secretly get that. The percussion to the end, repercussions. The little drummer boy signals for the deconstruction of obstruction of justice. GW is the dick like Vixen, so we won't still bust this scat and explode that. On the planet, get fans and bring our patriotism back, but I never had it, so we can have it. And that's a slap like I was recovered alcoholic. I'm refusing to, like I was recovered alcoholic. I'm refusing to drag.
Give me your life is all I've got to say. In exchange for your soul, I'll just play war games, war games, war games, war games, war games, war games, war games. I'm not your property, no. Why do you tempt with me? No, I'm not your puppy, yeah. Take it, walk and shove it.
This ain't no Machiavelli, Sun Tzu, Santiago, Musashi, Shaka Zulu, Tomahawk, battle axe, dagger, catapult. It's an ironclad AA-11, I just so high. 30 round column boxes, firing pins and barrel collars. For the forefathers, for the Joe Dollars, we killing Tyler's, conquering powers, red anti-radar, V2 bombers, and man, I promise, ain't none of this shit don't make sense. Cause God we trust, but still confiding this inertial guidance. And like the silence, fight with us all right for violence. And islands move with fusion bombs, we're playing violence. And hiding behind science, how to electro-optic sights. Soon guns are walking, talking, then this shit's so even our rights. With them rear sight, 3-dot night vision, precise to fight. Stepping the light, your moment to shine and burn your retinas, right? RBK to the MG3 to the MGO. Shoot SS in 2 sticks in the AA-10.
All right back here. So you're hearing the sounds of the Attic with War Games.
Sí, la furia de mi garganta desencadena fuegos artificiales.
¿Cuáles?
Desde que sabe que también merece papeles protagónicos.
Y es lógico.
Quien me escucha ya es parte de un momento histórico.
Único.
Porque tengo propósitos revolucionarios. Bajo mi brazo un diario que no abandona al guerrillero. Su título, Sí soy yo, caballero. Y dice el prólogo.
Y dice el prólogo.
Y dice el prólogo.
El archipiélago me da más valor del que necesito para ser quien soy.
Hoy.
Y lo que soy hoy, lo soy donde quiera que esté.
Hoy.
Sumida en esta negritud pregunto, ¿quién es usted que pone en tela de juicio mi procedencia?
¿Quién es usted?
¿Quién es usted que cuestiona mi decencia, integridad y apariencia?
¿Quién es usted?
¿Quién es usted que duda de mis capacidades y me niega virtudes que me salen a flor de
Aquellos
piel?
vientos trajeron estas tempestades. Así de pronto, un montón de cualidades cayó encima de mi raza. Y muchos fueron a pasar un curso de cómo no ser racistas. Se graduaron con honores y fiestas. Y hasta el sol de hoy permanecen ocultos en la frase esta: somos iguales todos los seres humanos.
Estimado fulano, si para usted no son lo mismo blancas que negras manos, considérese invitado a mi concierto prieto.
Escucha esto, Nicolás.
Yo.
Estoy rapeando al compás de mis pasas. Mi ñata, mi bemba, mi árbol genealógico, mi historia, mis costumbres, mi religión y mi forma de pensar. Sé que el tribunal me observa, pero yo también lo miro fijo. Abuelo me dijo, mi hijo, no se puede titubear a la hora de desactivar las bombas. Por eso en pleno juicio bailo conga frente a todo el jurado, porque sé que han prevalecido mis motivos. Tengo testigos que donan sangre a lo que digo. Ahora que venga la sentencia. Vamos, niña, vamos. De pie. Vamos, despierta.
We've been chilling with my homeboy Khalil with Libertad, and he's been just playing to some artists, giving us some history, a little bit of everything.
Yo, this is the only show you hear this stuff too. You ain't gonna hear this on any other show.
Yeah, don't
this
get
is
it
the hot
twisted.
stuff.
So we heard some La Fabrica right there, and yeah, man, tons of artists coming along.
And we have an online journal right now that you could see all the artists and hear some music and read some of the information in the history of Libertad, and that is at www.libertadjournal.org. Let me spell that out: www.libertadjournal.org. And that is the site where you can contact us. You could read history. You could find out about the groups that are going and provide some support in any way that you can.
Any last words you want to get in? Or
I just want to, thank the communities for keeping it brown, keeping it down, keeping it bilingual, keeping it relevant to the youth. And this is a powerful tool that y'all got. So continue to use it. Pa'lante, siempre pa'lante, mi gente. Always thinking about ways that we can move our communities forward. And I appreciate the work that y'all are doing here.
He currently works at the National Network for Immigrant and Refugee Rights in Oakland, and we're really happy to have him here. So, Arnaldo, welcome.
Welcome, Arnaldo.
Thank you very much.
So, why don't you start off by telling us how or why you originally started getting involved in the Zapatista movement way back in '94?
You actually have to go back to like 1992, 1993. At that time, there was a negotiation going on for the North American Free Trade Agreement, and in the immigrant rights movement, we were, having a very big battle with people to include the rights of displaced people, immigrants or migrants, and we're saying that the conditions of the North American Free Trade Agreement would displace more people and create more hardship, and that if we didn't explicitly talk about immigrant rights, that it would lead to a disaster in our communities. And leading up to 1993, right, there was a big fight, and we were saying we have to resist the agreement, the NAFTA. You have to talk about immigrant rights. You can't just talk about the environment, and you can't just even talk about labor. you can't drop it out because you'll end up, like causing more problems than not. So the agreement was signed in November 17th, 1993, and it was to be implemented on January 1st, 1994, right? And then almost all the majority groups, which had the funding, the fair trade coalitions of that time and so forth, that their line was, well, we're going to monitor and see what happens. And we said, no, this is going to be a disaster because they're just codifying what already exists. NAFTA just codifies the existence. But thank God on January 1st, everybody woke up, or that night woke up and said, oh my God, the Indians are coming. And they said, no, the North American Free Trade Agreement represents death for us. Now, it's both a metaphor and a literal explanation of what NAFTA, free trade, means for communities. Death, in the metaphorical sense, is that people are being displaced. During the 80s and 90s, a lot of the debates we had about who the Mexicans were that were coming to the U.S., we would ask, are they campesinos? In other words, are they farm workers, or are they Indians, indígenas? Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people confuse those two things. You cannot confuse your occupation for your culture, for your nationality. Right. A shopkeeper is not Korean culture. A farm worker is not Mexican culture. So we were saying those are not Mexicans that are coming. Those are Maya, those are Purépecha, and so forth. But a lot of people don't get that, right, because of the racism both within Mexico and, of course, within the United States. So when the Zapatistas arise, right, they said the Mayan people, this is a death threat to the future of the Mayan people, and we will resist because we want to, you said in a very poetic way, if we're going to die, we're going to choose how we die because we're going to choose how we live. And they've kept to their word ever since and before.
So when the uprising happened, how did the local community react?
Well,
here in the Bay Area.
There was actually a lot of mobilizations. There was a lot of different. Actually, the Comité Emiliano Zapata was only the first one that formed in a network that was called for by the Zapatistas themselves. It was called the National Commission for Democracy in Mexico. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of enthusiasm and fervor in the very few months. Right, there was a lot of demos and pickets and so forth. But that fervor died out when the Zapatistas started saying, well, we don't want just solidarity. We don't want you to do this. We don't want you to do that. That's fine. You can do all that stuff, like the stuff that Comité Zapatista said. But they were telling people, you have to take care of your own business. Or this is why we have this problem with your government, with your capital and so forth. And when that kind of, when they're demanding a community building strategy, then a lot of the enthusiasm changed among a lot of the, there was like rain, the mushrooms after the rain. And really, the very few groups that are doing the excellent work, like you guys at Chiapas, have came out of that period where we realize it's a long-term thing. It's not 1 year, 5 years. It's like a 25-year period that we've been on. Right, it's already been 10 years, and before that it was 10 years for the Zapatistas, and before that it was 15 years for everybody else, and 25 years and 30. So before you know it, it's going to be 25 years, and periods of change. Really, if you look at the Mexican Revolution, it took like 30 years before it settled down to getting some kind of nationality-based democracy with the expropriation of the petroleum in 1938 under the first Cárdenas government. Mm-hmm. And this same thing here, it's not a done deal about what's gonna be happening, right? So building the links between communities is a very natural thing. Right now, one of the biggest displaced communities are coming from Southeast Mexico. It's a lot of indigenous communities from Oaxaca, mm-hmm. and of course from Chiapas, Mayan Indians. You just have to go to East Oakland, and you can see the phenomena, right? And what's displacing them is that people are being restructured. In other words, their identity as an Indian communities are being displaced. Land. If you have to remember, the North American Free Trade Agreement forced Mexico to change Article 33, I believe that's the number. Anyway, the one that said that denationalized property, in other words, natural resources. And Chiapas happens to have, uranium and other types of hydroelectricity and also petroleum. The reserves of Mexico were there. So in order to get to them, right, the Zapatistas had already seen that there was incursions happening, and they had a firefight with with Salinas government in 1991. I can't remember the year, but the Salinas government refused to publicize it because it would endanger the free trade agreement. Because that would have said, no, we don't have control of the territory that we want, that the North American Free Trade Agreement wants. So those communities are really important. It's not about that they're Zapatistas and we're not, or we're the thing is about how are we going to defend communities? How are we going to band together as communities across borders? And that their lesson, their voice has been really important in understanding the issues here, right? That here we also need to build communities like the Zapatistas, and it's a very hard endeavor. It's not the same as organizing a movement or or developing an organization. It's a little bit different than that because organizations come and go, just like the National Commission for Democracy came and went, Comité Emiliano Zapata came and went. But that doesn't mean that the people in that commission and those comités, as you guys are evident, we haven't gone away. We're still at the same. We're still following the example of Zapatistas in different ways, but we're still following their example because we have a lot to learn from them. And I think that as people in the U.S., we really have to take the lead. And this is very hard for people to understand. We have to take the lead from other peoples who are suffering from our mess.
La cordillera ante la amenaza de guerra. A Bush se le olvidó que aquí hay una inmensa historia. Aquí tenemos fusiles para refrescar memoria. A Bush, si tú pasas la raya, debes sanguinarme y quebrarme de bambaya. Ay, 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 ay. A Bush, asómate un poquito, debes vagabundo pegar a mis chiquillos. La cordillera ante la amenaza de guerra. Preparemos carabinas por cualquier casualidad. Que si los gringos se meten, solo salga la mitad. Preparemos carabinas, puntitas con disimulo. Que si los gringos se meten, le pegamos todo el cuy, cuy, cuy. A Bush, si tú pasas la raya, debes sanguinarme y quebrarme de vampaya. Ay, 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 ay. A Bush, asómate un poquito, debes vagabundo pegar a mis chiquillos. Centroamérica le grita al neoliberalismo yanqui, no a la intervención.
I'm going to read two little excerpts of one poem. It's called Actial, written back in 1997 when the massacre happened in Actial, and then end on a more brighter note called Colors. So this one is called Actial. Our vigils are not enough. Our slogans are certainly not enough. Our loved ones deserve the whole heart, the total resistance, and incessant alternatives to these crimes against humanity. I cannot live or love in peace. I cannot rest. I cannot mediate. I cannot meditate. I cannot be satisfied with justice. I cannot say I suffer, I hunger, or I am alone as long as this crime of Actial is allowed to stand. My wounds are scratches. My dark days are mere shadows under my eyes. My sorrows uneventful crying, as long as this crime of Actial is allowed to stand. My dancing, my singing, my words, my visions fall in the cracks of the dead and find no repose as long as this crime is allowed to stand. There will be no new year, no new season, no new horizon, no new springtime of our hearts as long as this crime of Actial is allowed to stand. And then Colors, which is a very short poem. It's just based on something Emiliano Zapata said, that la tierra es de quien la trabaja. The earth belongs to those who work for her, said Emiliano Zapata. The earth belongs to those who love her, said Emiliano Zapata. The earth belongs to those who plant seeds with their bodies to germinate light, said Emiliano Zapata. Our memory is a time bomb, our memory of the four colors, our memory of the land of earth, our memory of a different sky. Our memory, our time here on earth cannot be erased. We are at a new time, ready to conjugate new forces, new visions. Quetzalcoatl, the plumed alliance lives. Malinche, the grassroots woman, life lives. Crazy Horse, our word lives. Zapata, our world lives. Our memory is a time bomb. The earth belongs to those who work for her.